And that should get us going into here. Beautiful. And I can go into here and go take this, take this, take this. Stream. Animating. Ooh. I can play. And I can play the song. Alright, I need one person to come in and say, wow, this looks pretty neato. And then we can swap it over to the big leagues. Till then, get over here, smoothie. Hey, it's Marty. Welcome to the party. Hey, Mira. Welcome to the party. Oh, thank you. You're in for a treat for the rest of the stream. Hey there, Arrow. Welcome to the party. You guys are just in time. For me to realize that I actually don't even have anything currently set up. Yeah, I know music. I'm a joke. Oh my goodness. Yeah, fair enough, Marty. I'm familiar with your rebranding escapades. Okay, hold on. I gotta get rid of some incriminating evidence before I can swap this over to the big public, to the big leagues. Okay, I think that will not. We won't show that today. I guess I might show those today. Okay, I think that's good. That's good enough. Alrighty. So, hey there, Loud. Hey there, at a chief feed. Yeah, everyone's doing videos today, man. It's a video day. Okay, I'm gonna switch this to public, and then the party's actually gonna begin. Trying to catch insects like fishes on a sea bass. Oh man, could you imagine? Okay, we're now public. Oh my god. You've never been here this early? Well, congratulations. I'm gonna pick a different song. This one makes me feel like I'm losing. I'm not doing anything. Okay, everyone's rolling into. Oh no. Okay. Hey there, Mango Jam. Hey there, Shanna. Hey there, Cameron. Hey there. Oh yeah, I already said Marty. You're already here, and Mira's already here. Hey there, Francine. Hey there, Arlen. Arlen. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Hey there, H Side and Balloon Man and Roar and Lola and mutants and Vin Y and Corgi and Joshi and Panda and metallic Sharpies and User and Crazy Indian Girl and Mo or Ma or and Rufino Sanchez. Toothless plays. Oh no, it's going too fast. I'm reading too slow. Hey there, everybody. Yeah, by all means, Red. Play some gamey dudes. Hey guys. Oh wow, thank you, Sanchez. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the internal cool kids club. Oh, what? My stream is 28 kilobytes. Can I erase that? Hold on, we got some tiny technical difficulties that I'm going to have to sneakily try to raise. Give me the big numbers. Oh, it's okay. Zeron. Or Aro. Wow, there's people here. Oh my goodness. I guess this is a better time than ever to actually begin the stream. What song is next? Prologue 11? You better be a bop or else I'm gonna cry. That's pretty boppy. Hey guys, welcome to today's live stream. You're just in time for the craziness that's about to go on today. All right, are you guys excited? How am I doing? I'm doing great, by the way. I'm doing pretty good. Today we're going to be I don't have it written yet. Today we're gonna be animating. We're gonna be animating some stuff. Last time I streamed, we did the blocking for the opening sequence of the next upcoming video. And we're gonna make it move. We're gonna make it look nice. I'm probably not gonna get through all of them today. There's 8 shots that we're gonna have to get through, but we're gonna try our best, and we're gonna see how it goes. And I'm jazzed. I'm jazzed. I also took the liberty of completely revamping the live stream look. So a lot of it's still work in progress. I'm still like picking stuff and making stuff look kind of neat. But it's gonna be a time. It's gonna be a good time. So we're gonna roll into it. Here we have the project with the shots, and it looks like this with Tom Nook doing, and the text is still a work in progress, so yeah, please excuse the name tags not being in the right positions. That'll change later. But Nook comes along, gives him a box, says some lines, and then also gives him his crown. He's like, you drop this king, and then he picks it up and he's gonna do a spin. He's like, yeah, and he's like, wow, yeah, beautiful. And he gets a phone call, and then he's gonna be like, he's gonna say he's gotta go, and then then the mask is looking at the box, and then he's gonna say some more lines of dialogue. He's gonna nod. He's gonna be like, okie dokie, bye, and then there's gonna leave, and he opens the box up and it's doing the box things, and then title goes here, and then logo for branding. We're gonna be animating as much of this as we can. Oh, actually, let me remove the chat up just a wee bit. There you go, chat. You can lock that position. Yeah, we're gonna animate this stuff. Would you post videos of previous storyboards on Dental 2? I do that already. That's the the comparison videos. Have you ever seen them? Or is it Dental 2? Give me the goods. Browser that I'm using. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm saying those words. Oh my gosh. Yeah, in the comparison videos, you can see all the steps. You got the storyboarding, you got the blocking, you got the animation, you got the finals. You can see all of them compared. But these get posted after the main videos come out, because there's heavy spoilers in when revealing a work in progress thing. There's a Dental too. Wow, I've missed a lot during my break. Oh yeah, Bingus. We have a second channel where I post all the behind the scenes content, things like commentaries and comparison videos if you wanted to see all the other dirtier steps to things. Paper storyboards. I don't do paper storyboards. Like I assume you mean like drawings and stuff like that. Um, yeah, no, I would waste significantly more time trying to make good drawing storyboards than just what I do now, which is taking like snapshots of what they're doing. Like the storyboards are literally is basically what we're seeing. Excuse me, what we're seeing here with less movement and then everyone in T pose doing T pose things. So yeah, now we're on step 3. We've gone from taking a photo of everyone in T pose, giving them very rough actions, and then now we're gonna make those rough actions magnifique, or as nice as we can make it. All right, I'm gonna peruse your chats just for a little hot second more, and then we're gonna then I'll begin again. Sentinel 2, yeah, beautiful, yeah. Oh man, that's gonna be a funny line. I mean paper storyboards. That's my favorite song. T-posing Isabel has some Aurora I can't explain. Isabel's dream was awesome. Oh, thank you, Corgi. I'm glad you liked it. What program is this? Oh, this specific program that I'm using here is DaVinci Resolve. It's a video editor, and it's where the video currently is residing. Everything in green here is animated, and everything in orange here is blocked slash needs to be animated. So like the gaps up here is stuff that I still have to do. So we're just close to halfway. Once I get this done, then I can confidently say I'm halfway done all the animation. It's gonna be a good time. No paper. My respect for you. No paper storyboards for you has increased 1,000%. Oh no, that's as the great man once said, I have no real talent. I learned a little bit from how to design with components and coding, kinda, and after kind of learning, I'm like, oh, OMG, it's so hard. Wow, your animations are amazing. I have a whole new perspective. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad it's been cool. Coding's a good time. I can't stomach that, but someday maybe. Program using is kind of intimidating. No, okay, I swear to you that these programs are easy to use. I'm just gonna make them look hard because I'm doing a lot of stuff with them, but they're very easily accessible to new folk. Thank you so much for your content. I love it forever. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you do. Greetings from my country is Argentina. Oh, nice. Well, hello from Canada. Animating and animation using animation software. Oh, could you imagine? Hey there, Yipo. Welcome back. I didn't know you could animate and resolve. You actually can. Not character animation, but like you can do like 2D animation and stuff in it. And it's pretty neat. I'm not going to be animating inside of this. Like I'm just showing you guys the project so far. I'm going to be opening up shots in a hot second. Hey, can you send a big dongle blessing into the universe? My boyfriend and I are sending in an application to get a condo, and I need all the positive vibes we can get. You got all the vibes and dongle blessings from me. I wish you best of luck with your condo adventures. Housing market's rough out there. I'm gonna do a face reveal at 1 million subs. Make sure to spam your friends with Denzel so you can see this face and then go, wow, he looks just like a regular guy. Do you work on a PC? I do. Or should I say, no, I actually work on a calculator. I also have a smoothie, so that I'm going to have to stir every now and again, so you might hear me stirring to drink it, but it's a good time. Okay, take care, crazy Indian girl. Hope you have yourself a great day. Like I said, I've missed a lot of the live stream, but still watch the videos. That's fair. That's super fair. For these videos, yay! Oh, then you guys should hopefully be excited for this one. It's gonna be, there's some fun stuff that's happening in it. Feel the blessing, Dongle. I feel the power. Ha! Fantastic. Sorry, a little throat tickle. Okay, so we are going. Dongle look like an accountant calling it right now. No, I don't look like an accountant. I look like a guy that, you know, I wear regular clothes. I have 2 legs. I walk sometimes. Okay, so we have 8 shots that I need to get going with. We got the first one, which is Nook throwing down a box. I'm not super confident or convinced about this black intro opening, but we'll see what to do with that. We got box being thrown down. We got and they're talking. So Mask isn't really doing a lot. He's just kind of like looking around, but Nook has to actually be doing some body motions with some hands and then a little bit of sway and stuff. I got some stuff, some other working file components to make that a little easier. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I don't accidentally spoil another shot. I'm not receiving enough video to maintain the smooth stream. Oh, it's fine. Then we got the next shot, which is he bends down. So actually, in this shot, I need to have him begin his bending down motion, so that it hooks up to this shot, I think. And then he has to grab it, so I have to do a bunch of constraint nonsense, and I hate working with constraints. Then Mask is going to do the spin, the classic I'm equipping something or I'm changing my outfit spin, but this shot also needs to be a little bit longer. Because I want to hold on its pose for a little longer. Then Nook is giving him a comment, and then he gets a little spook as his butt vibrates, and then he takes out a phone, and then he does his phone stuff. And then more talking, more nodding, more waving, and then the shot where he opens the box. It's gonna be time. So I'm calling that we're not going to get all of it done today. This is probably going to be like a half endeavor because I'm going to get distracted by you guys and your sweet beloved words. Like, Denzel might have 5 legs. Like, who says that? But you're totally not wrong. Okay. So, let me take one last swig of my thick drink, and then we'll get into the thick of things. Glug. How many parts are you thinking of making? Like these videos? There's currently, this is the 3rd last episode, and there's 2 more left, and it's gonna be a good time. Were you able to get the physics working with Rigify rigs? Yeah, that thread you posted or that you sent me was revolutionary. Now I can add wiggle jiggle to everything, and it doesn't ruin my rigs. So very cool. Thank you for that. I really did appreciate that. What kind of smoothie you're drinking? It's a blueberry chocolate smoothie. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I literally just I have ice cream, I got blueberries, in a blender. Yeah, hello from Belgium. Nice, first time I see a live stream. Love your videos. Well, thank you. Cynthia. I'm really glad you could make it and are here to say hey. Okay, so this program here, guys, this is the spooky the spooky program. All right, this is where everything this is where all the magic happens. All right, this is Blender. Blender is a free open source 3D application. It's what I use to do all the character rigging and animating and lighting and rendering and stuff. And this is where all the magic happens. All right, so this program, DaVinci Resolve, this is where I edit the video. This is where I just put the clips together to make and add sound effects and some other effects stuff here and there. But this is where we piece the actual video together. And this program is where we actually make the shots and the clips in. Like everything that we see is made in here, and everything in Resolve is just strings it together. So yeah, this is the first shot of the next video. All right, it's Nook throwing a box or just finishing the action of throwing a box down, and then the boy is looking at it. Kapow, ka-chunky, ka-chunk. Yeah, I guess work is about to begin, so feel free to grab whatever delicious treats and snacks that you would eat while watching somebody pretty much build a fence. And yeah, that's it. You guys are free to leave. All the fun part of the live stream is over. Like me just being me reading your comments at the beginning is it. What is something we can not obvious? What is something we can? I'm assuming you're saying no about the video without spoilers. It's gonna be fun. Last night I just finished further making progress on another really big shot that I'm really excited to show you guys, but I can't show you guys just yet. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna have a fun time watching this video. So essentially my like process for like animating a character is kind of just like doing them one at a time, or doing things one at a time. So I usually start with just something in the scene. I know Mask Boy here isn't going to be doing much. He's just standing around and then like looking around. Nook is probably the one that's gonna need the most attention, and there's this box that has to just flump on the ground. So I'm like, oh wow, if I were to put these on a scale of difficulty, I'd say Nook is probably a 3, Mask Boy is a 1, and this box is like a 0.5 in terms out of a scale of 5. Yeah, we'll do a scale of 5. So like we'll start with this box, which just needs to do one of these. I'll take all of its keyframes, which are currently in step tangents, and step tangents for those that don't know, or sorry, constant tangents for those that aren't familiar with graph editors, is basically just means that every one of these little diamonds is a keyframe. And everyone has numerical values about where this box is in 3D space. So on this particular dot here, it's up here. On this dot, it's down here. On this dot, it kind of hops a little bit, and on this dot, it falls back down. And right now, if I were to just play this, it would just kind of snap to those 4 different positions, because the speed graph for it is basically saying, yeah, pause here and then snap to here and then snap to here and then snap to here. So I'm gonna take all these and I'm gonna swap them to Bezier, which basically is just like, yeah, smoothly blend between those different positions, buddy. And then now it's a little it's a little more flumpy. I'm gonna turn off the set because it's kind of hurting my frame right here. Flump. And that looks already pretty decent for what I needed to do. So I'm just gonna tighten these up a little bit, make it so it doesn't start slow, and maybe just add a little bit of extra motion to it, so it's like I want this to do this and then be back there, so like it hops forward. Actually, no, that looks like it should hit the floor again. Maybe, but no, exactly. Yeah, and we're just animating. So now I need to make this box look like it like a box. Get me. I just want the ground, but I can't get the ground because the set is thing. Alright, and then that looks way too much. So we're gonna go into the graph editor here, and I'm just gonna pick what is this? The up thing, and maybe just tone it down a little bit so the hop is a little less. Oh no, I'm animating literal physics, which is not my strong suit, but it's fine. It's good enough by my standards. That looks ugly. What if we took this and that over here? What if we took those, made them a bit slower? what if we took everything and moved it a little bit closer? And then, maybe... Maybe have you do some of that. There you go. Box animation. It's a box. It's a box. So look, that's good enough for me. Okay, so we have the box animated. We're gonna move on to Mask here. He's literally doing, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4 poses of him looking down, and then down some more, and then up, and then, well, I guess over to Nook, and then down again. So right now, if I were to just take all these and then make them into Bezier, actually first I need to make sure that all of them have, everything that needs to be keyed has a keyframe on it. So all these controllers on his body that dictate where each part of his body moves, we just got to make sure that they're all nicely, cleanly keyed, so that I can. Like, what is this? What is this nonsense? The blender. What is that? The graph editors are going all wonky donkey, but anyway. If I take all of his keyframes and I just set them to Bezier, then he's going to be doing this and like gently going from each pose to pose, and like that looks weird through the camera. We got to add holds. We gotta let him hit his poses and then pause for a brief moment. So I'm going to take this keyframe and I pasted it over yonder. I'm going to take this keyframe and I'm going to paste it over yonder. And then now he hits a pose and he freezes. He transitions to the next pose, freezes, transitions to the next pose, and then technically freezes because there isn't any keyframes past this, but we're gonna add some anyways because we need to. So yeah, so now he's doing that. So now he's doing some talk or some swaying ish or whatever. And I just essentially need to accentuate that motion. I'm just gonna go in and add a bunch of. I'm gonna apply the animation principles. All right, all the fun ones that you guys all were taught in school. Like, I keep falling back to just saying squash and stretch, but there's like 12 of them, and squash and stretch isn't even the most important. Quick question: what program is this? This is Blender. Blender is a free open source 3D application. That's where I do all the animations in. And yeah, it's where it's what I'll be making, I don't know, content about, I guess, in the future. But yeah, assuming what you do with animation, I have no idea how hard it was, so mad respect. You know, it's a good time. Actually, I'm biased because I can technically animate, but I think coding is significantly harder than animating. But I don't know. Plot twist: Mask Guy is innocent. The animals are just paranoid. That'd be pretty funny. Okay, so Mask goes for, so essentially like my general like animation process with characters is like I make them do poses and I just accentuate the motion that they're doing. Like I just continue whatever sways and turns that they're doing until they transition to their next pose. And I'll show what that looks like after I catch up with some of these comments. Did you have to learn Blender by yourself? Technically, yeah. I generally have 3D experience and stuff, so I used to work in a program called Maya, which is another animation 3D modeling software or whatever. So like I gained a good bit of 3D experience through that, and then eventually sometime in 2019 I just transitioned to Blender and then have kind of been with it since. But for the most part, yeah, I've been learning it myself just through YouTube tutorials and trial and error and making these videos. They're very beefy learning experiences because I get to do all the fun stuff that I want to do, like backflips. It's pretty cool. Plus his mask, he just angered the world. Could you imagine? He's just one big mad boy. Do you ever do yoga in your free time? I have done it as from time to time in the past. Which I say I am not fit enough to do yoga. Oh my god. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't like it. I love you. I love me too. Thank you. And I also love you as well for being here. You do this alone? I do. I'm just a one guy. I have to use Maya for school right now. Maya's pretty great. It's very much the leading big boy software for the industry, but I like Blender a lot as well. It's weird that I only dressed up once as Mask in the game. Apparently not. I've heard many tales of people dressing up as Mask on their islands, which I think is very, very cool. It makes me shed many tears. I'm trying to get back in animation myself, and this really helps. Yeah, man. Pick up Blender, watch some tutorials. 3D, getting into 3D is so much easier in this day and age than it ever used to be. So I always recommend people to try if they're interested. No, the heck yeah, that Mask Boy listens to My Chemical Romance unironically. I would vaguely sing a song, but I actually don't listen to any Chemical Romance, so I don't have anything to quote. All right, so Mask Boy. How's it gonna move? Are you professional animator for like a full-time job? No, actually, I was a layout artist full-time professionally, which is pretty much the same as like doing storyboarding. No, we don't need boss music right now. I'm trying to tell a fun story. Get out of here. Okay, maybe not that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was a layout artist. I pretty much did what I did in the storyboarding phase, which is like setting up scenes or setting up 3D sets, adding in rigs and whatnot, and preparing 3D files so that they could be used by either other animators or other artists down the studio pipeline. Very much like at the beginning of the pipeline kind of artist that just sets everything up for everybody. But through that, I also did this stuff like camera tracking, which is like fancy camera animation, and stuff like match moving, which is a form of animation. Actually, both technically tracking and match moving are both forms of animation, but they're like technical animations. You're like rebuilding camera motions and stuff. No, actually, the easier thing I should have said was I was a camera animator, and then a file preparer, kind of. Did you work on big movies? Yeah, technically. I worked on some fun stuff. I'm trying to see if I can remember anything good that you guys might be familiar with. Vikings. Worked on some seasons of that. The movie Shazam. Shape of Water. Series of unfortunate events. That was a great time. I don't know, just a wealth of stuff. I don't really do much of it now anymore. I'm a YouTuber now, so those are all tales from the past. But yeah, a little bit. Have you ever 2D animated? No, not. Well, actually, no. I have before. Technically, I got into the animation first by doing pivot animation with Stickman. Those were pretty terrible. I eventually did MapleStory animation stuff. But that was kind of like pseudo 2D. It was like half 2D, half 3D. And I was using After Effects, so like I didn't really draw anything. But I now have a graphics tablet. And I really want to learn Blender's Grease Pencil, which, for those that are not familiar, Blender is a powerhouse of a software. It can do animation, modeling, video editing, effects, compositing, rendering, a whole entire studio's worth of a pipeline in one piece of software. And one of the aspects or wings of it is 2D animation with a with its module grease pencil. So in here you can actually do actual 2D animation, like out of like Flash or Adobe Animate, Toon Boom, and yeah, you can do 2D animation with the and for you more intermediate folks out there, this is actually also still technically 3D, so you can do 2D animation and 3D animation like together, and it's bonkerdoos. I have no idea how to use it. I just know it exists, and I really want to get into it at some point. So hopefully, sometime in the future, I might actually try to make some videos or projects that help me learn this. Since that's my whole shtick on how I learn things. I just make videos. Oh no, I force myself to learn things through the process of making videos, and then you guys get to see the results. I'll watch Shape of Water sometime soon. It's been on my watch list for a while. Hey, don't feel guilty about it. There's tons of movies out there, and I haven't even watched it, so don't feel bad. Would you be okay if someone drew their interpretation of Maskey's face behind the mask? Oh, go for it! Oh my goodness. Some people in the Discord actually did that. One chap in the Discord did a bunch of like Maskey without the mask stuff, and it was really cool. It was kind of creepy stuff though, like oh no, a black hole face, but I loved it. I think it was fantastic. How much is this program? Oh, it's free. Could you imagine? This program, Blender, is completely free. Anywho, so okay, I'm gonna get back into teacher mode and talk about animating. What are you talking about? The 2D 3D thing makes me think of what they did with Klaus, the Christmas movie. See, Klaus was a special case because they did everything in regular 2D animation. All the characters and whatnot are 2D animated, but then like they did 3D integration with props and some sets. But for the most part, all the characters were 2D, and they had some funky AI lighting system to help them animate light and what have you. No, actually, I'm not selling a different point by saying all this information. You are absolutely totally correct. Klaus has a combination of 2D and 3D animation. I guess I was just going on a tangent trying to explain how cool the software and technique was. So never mind, Bing, because you're right. Okay, is Blender originally for animation, or is that just what it's known for? Blender is known as being just a 3D an application 3D arts tool that just so happens to do animation, or not necessarily so happens, but that can do animation. So it's also it's known for sculpting, it's known for painting, it's known for rigging and yeah, animating, and just being an all-around full package to do 3D or to just create art with. That's been its whole goal, and animation is just one big slice of its pie. And yeah. Oh wow, thank you so much, Friday. I really appreciate that. Thank you for liking my stuff. I'll draw more. That was you? Oh baby. It was great. That was fantastic. I saved it and I said, wow. Can I incorporate this into the story somehow? We'll see. Okay, so character animation. So Mask is he's looking up and he's going down. So I'm just gonna take his core pelvic bone here, and I'll just accentuate this motion so that it keeps going just ever so slightly. So that there's just this really slight movement, and then he looks over to Nook, and then he freezes here. So I'm gonna keep that rotation that his hips are doing going just a little bit more. So we're just going to have it turn and then maybe look up. So he's like, eh. So there's a bit of that, and then he turns back and then continues to look further down. So we're just gonna keep that motion going, maybe with some turning. Yeah. I think maybe that turn to Nook is a little too slow, so we're gonna take all, we're gonna select all of his controllers, and then just take this keyframe and just slide it closer to the first one, so that the speed of which it goes from one to the next is shorter. And then I'm not really digging kind of how much it kind of like slows down immediately, so I might have to adjust some of the curves, but I think we'll do that a little bit later, just so that I can get a better understanding of like how the rest of his body moves before we get into like the nitty-gritty tweakereeking. So next up is, and then in with each character, I start from pretty much their center of mass, which is their hips, and then I work my way up their body to the more important bits. Oh no. There we go. Yeah, so I start from their pelvic area, and then I move up to their torso, then their head, and their arms, and then maybe their shoulders, and then legs if they're moving. But I also I'm not good at animating characters walking, so I usually try to stray from doing that as much as possible. But you know, big shots call for big actions. So if somebody has to do a backflip, then we commit to the idea. I believe it's not $200. That's nice, right? Oh, it's a good time. I'm asking whatever ever find out that Raymond's living a double life. Safe to say that the residence rep's plans would be quite literally up in flames. Oh, could you imagine? How do you recommend starting in 3D? With getting Blender and learning that software, and then making a donut. Would Master Boy count as the embodiment of what our villagers perceive us as players? Just greedy, sadistic beings with no mercy. Just a thought. That's an interesting thought. Very interesting. I would love a video about the lower of Mask. Give us Mask lower. That's crazy. Like, I never intended for Mask Boy to be who he is today, or to even be perceived and loved as much as he is today. And I think that's really cool. So yeah, so his torso is gonna move down a little bit, and then it turns, so he's gonna keep that motion going. And then he turns back, and then it's gonna do a little bit of that. And then his head is going to be doing the same. So it's just looking down more. Then it's looking up to Nook. And then it's looking back down. And that's pretty much the motion. But it still looks a little robotic. So we're gonna add some offsets to his torso and to his head, so that it looks more like he's guiding his attention with his hips, rather than everything moving at the same time. So, because you know, that's how the body moves. You either move with your hips first or your head first, and then everything else travels along, depending on the action. So in this, we're gonna have his torso and his head move slightly delayed slightly after his hips, so that his hips move first, and then the shoulders and head kind of trail along. Maybe like take that, move that there, move that there, and then maybe move that, make that a little slower, and then we can do that with his head. Maybe give his head a little bit of head lag. Boop, boop. And maybe have him look down a little bit, and then move that over so that it's a little slower. So he does like a whoops, does a whoop. That looks ugly. That looks incredibly ugly. What's going on in your thing? Maybe have you come up a little higher, and then come up, and then over. Yeah, no, that's not. He's hitting a weird nick in his motion. And then, but I also want his head to lag behind just a wee bit. And then maybe do a little bit of that. A little bit of that. No, we can't even see his head, so it doesn't even really matter. Okay. Now we're gonna jump into his actual keyframe velocity graph thing or whatever. I'm sorry for you intermediate or for you beginner slash I have some slight inclination of animation or getting into animation, and this all just looks confusing to me, but I swear all this stuff will make sense eventually to you if you decide to go down the animation route. But basically every one of these colored lines is a direction that his head is going. So it's got location X, Y, and Z, which is code for up, left and right, forward and back, and then up and down. And then the same thing for his rotation. So he's got his rolling, his tilting or whatever, and then his head spin. So all these lines are just visualizing the different ways that his head can move. The 6 different axes, technically 7 because there's this W here, but I actually don't know what the W means. That any one of his body parts can be moving, and each point here is just a keyframe, and the line between keyframe 1 and keyframe 2 is just visualizing the speed and the value that it's going over time. That actually sounds way more confusing than just it's pretty colors. It just shows me where things are going, how fast things are moving over the course of time. But basically, I'm in here just to smooth out some of his motions. This red line is going to be the up and down for his head, and right now it's like this. As soon as it leaves its keyframe, it goes and then it's kind of not the slowest. So we're just gonna take that, maybe do some of that, and then give it just a little. Just give it some love, make it feel like it's doing a good. Yeah. And okay, what's this doing? This is you're like a leaning thing or whatever or something. I don't know what this keyframe is doing. It's going that way. Maybe take this guy and put that there. I don't really like I don't really like holds or like stagnant lines in these, because the body is always moving. I don't actually need any of these location keyframes, so I can get rid of all these, and then yeah, that's his head for the most part. We're gonna tune up his torso here because that needs some love. What's this? This is turning him left and right. I'm gonna have him just slowly. We're just gonna have probably another keyframe here. I want that to do that, and then probably have him do a little bit of that, and then oops, then we can grab some of that, and then yeah. So I'm just smoothing out his waist motions, so that's he's not robotic. Maybe take some of these handles and do a little bit of this nonsense and put some of that and do some of this. Maybe rotate that. My college professor would usually grill me and be like, Dongle, make sure to put keyframes at the peaks of all of your hills. And I'll say, look here, teacher man, I play by my own rules. And he goes, yo, and then I failed the class because I animate against the rule book. But yeah, would you make an Animal Crossing New Horizons Happy Home Paradise series, or maybe put a tease to it in an episode? I know there's a tease in the new version of the airport. Oh, sorry, my mic. See, here's the thing, guys. I hate to disappoint. But I had the series kind of already like figured out before Nintendo came out of nowhere and was like, here's a whole new game's worth of content to wet your whistles with. Get going. So I was not expecting like a whole slew of new stuff to potentially incorporate into the series, at least at the time. So I'm in a position now where like I don't really have the drive necessarily to like pull all the assets and like reorient all like the rest of the series to just like incorporate stuff that is new. So I must apologize for that. You guys are just gonna get Animal Crossing and nothing more. But maybe it really depends on whatever I can squeeze in. Dongle, would you rather prefer animating on hard mode than listening to dumb rules, school rules, boys rule? Absolutely. That is not good advice for somebody who's learning to get into animation. No, absolutely learn the rules. You know, the 9 old men or whatever aren't idiots. They really did make the game. But at the same time, you know, once you know them, you know what isn't necessary for the character acting that you're doing. Like this whole like mask here is pretty much all just holds and then like some slight offsets, which is like 2 or like 1.5 of the rules. All right, and so that's pretty much mask. His hand should probably be doing something, but I hate animating idle hands. They're just so boring. Maybe like do that. He probably would lag behind just a little bit, so that would do like that, and then would come forward because, you know, it's catching the wind, and then also moving backwards and then rotating. Yeah, something like that. I think you've done live. You'll do it by study. Yeah, studying. It's a good time. Hey, so what's your favorite animated movie? What is my favorite animated movie? I guess I want to say WALL-E, but that's kind of like that's kind of a lame answer. You're looking for the super niche, only 2 people in the world watch this animated movie kind of answer, to which I'd say, Kubo and the Two Strings was really good because it was stop motion animation, and I'm a sucker for stop motion. And Coraline, which I'm pretty sure we're all done by Focus, so that's, you know, it's like it's a given. But yeah, this is in relation to furry culture. Sure, there's some good art in the furry culture. They ain't no shame in my books. Masky is his name, pretty much at this point. Okay, what are your this head motion? I'm still not feeling it. You're pretty much done enough. All right, and the next thing I do is I jump into my animation tab here, which is the another layout of the program. One that has my outliner here, and then a little viewport for me to see the shot from, a big viewport for me to animate and work in, my timeline, and then give me the non-linear animation editor. Then this part of Blender, which lets me edit animation chunks on any given rig or character item. And yeah, we're gonna do some fun stuff in here. The reason Pesky doesn't have a face is because all those years of building a civilization have made every fiber of his mask stick and connect to his skin. Oh golly. What's your favorite Nintendo game? Oh, I guess probably Animal Crossing. Yeah, cause I didn't really grow up with Nintendo. I was a Sega and Sony boy. So yeah, probably Animal Crossing. It's hard. Tarantula just baited me with the fake death. Got him. Do you play Super Mario Odyssey? I did play Super Mario Odyssey. Though I have a hot take. I thought like, it was fun, but I thought it was just all right. I'm not much of a Mario fan, so I'm pretty biased. But it was good. I did like it. If you call him Masky, he will stare you. Was the Texas Massacre an inspiration for Masky's character design? I would love to see an AU this. Okay, you want to know where Mask's design came from? Actually, okay, do you guys want the true story about what Mask's design came from, or do you want the fun lore story? Because they're both equally disappointing, but who knows? Give Mask lore. It's okay. What was the first game you played when you were little? I'm having very, very hazy memories of Sonic. One of the first Sonics on the Sega Genesis, but I could be wrong. Are you on Mask lore? All right, he wears the mask because no. I'm trying to remember a quote, but I can't even fully remember it. It hides the pain. As those beautiful a song's beautiful lyrics once went. It's what the mask is. You're not okay because I'm a mattress. Yeah, he wears a mask because it's fun. But the technical reason why is because well, yeah. That pretty much wasn't an answer, but he wears a mask because it's fun. The technical reason why was because when I was doing Lolly's crafting, I didn't know how to animate their faces. So, or at least the character faces. So, because the texture shader setup for the player model was a little bit out of my scope at the time. So I'm like, okay, we'll just give him a mask so that I don't actually have to animate anything. And then just can do his body. And then I'm like, okay, well, if he's wearing a mask, let's make him creepy. Let's make him a scary boy. And then he's a scary boy. Does he have bee sting? Nah, those go away after a day. He'd be fine. When is Mask Boy's birthday? Technically, I guess when Lawless Crafty came out. But yeah. Who's your favorite character in Super Smash Bros? Sora. Let's go. Oh god, this song's hurting my ears. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so we have Mask animated out, and he's looking pretty hunky. I'm gonna take his animation. I'm gonna crunch that down into a different animation layer. So we have this chunk of animation, which is holding all of the animation data that describes this motion. But I also want to add another layer of detail to him. I want to add some general body noise so that he's like swaying a little bit and isn't super duper like static. So what I'm gonna do, which is utilize a nifty feature of Blebder here, I'm actually gonna go and steal it from another shot. I think this one has it. Copy path. And then we're gonna go up to File and Append, and I'm gonna paste the directory path to another saved file. So this is another shot that's later on in the video, and has and has a file type, or has some data that I would like to pull from it. So the neat thing about Blender and the save files that it creates is that it makes these .blend files, which are actually pretty much just very fancy folders that Blender, the application, will read in a very specific way to then rebuild your scene from. But it also organizes it into various different types of data that you can pull and steal from different files. So in my case, we have this animation chunk here for Mask and his standing animation, and I want to layer more animation on top of that. So I'm going into another animation file and going into the folder that contains all the animation data in that file. And I'm going to be pulling out this one that I have here called idle noise, which is basically just taking, is just saying to the character, to all the various controls in this character rig, like, yeah, just move around just a little bit, like randomly on your own merit. And I'm gonna swap that from replacing. So right now it's set to just to take over his body, and he just stands there and does nothing now. So I'm gonna swap that from replace to combine, so that it layers it over top of his previous animation. And then I can also crunch this down into a big chunk, and I can smooth that over so we can offset it and pick a different big location in this big chunk of animation data. So now he's doing that. Pretty much unnoticeable, but he's gone from being static just a little bit to swaying just a hair, just a wee bit. And yeah, and I do this for pretty much all the characters, just to help make them look a little bit more animated without necessarily animating them even more manually. So that's cool. Looks so complex. Is it hard? No, it's just a lot of steps that I'm doing. Like it becomes like a lot more obvious what I'm doing and why it all works. Like the more you understand Blender and the more you understand 3D and stuff. But for the most part, no, it just looks complicated because there's just a lot of steps. A lot of dumb steps. No, they're not dumb. They're actually really helpful. They keep you from They saved me hours of work. So basically what you did was the tactical move what Pixar did in the early years of animation, and don't show the characters' faces. Absolutely. At least, yeah, I figure out my whatever technical limitations I have, and then I work around those as best as I can. So at the beginning, I didn't know how to do face animations, so I was just like, okay, we'll put that on. I'll put a pin on that, and then we'll just make something else, and then I'll figure out how to learn, or I'll figure out learning how to do that in the next run, or 2 videos later, I finally figured it out for inboxes, and then that was pretty cool. Well, sorry, my phone went off. Okay. My phone went off again to show me the same notification. Hey there, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but welcome to the stream. You're just in time for me to briefly talk about animation and why I love it, why I hate it, and you can watch me do it. With the video. It's good, yeah. It's a good time. Do you animate alone, or do you have a crew with you? I'm a one guy. I animate by myself. I sometimes enlist some friends every now and again to help with some things, but for the most part, I'm a one-man band. What kind of fun, right? It's great. Who's your favorite Animal Crossing? Jeremiah. He's a good boy. Who do you like more, Tom Nook or Isabel? Ooh, I guess Isabel, because she's a very sweet bean, whilst Nook is just a very round bean that handles all your money. But they're both great. I like them equally. Sorry, I'm gonna just finish this cup of fluid, and then we'll get back into this. The Three Musketeers, Dream Corpse Husband, not really in Mansky. I would love to see that pairing. Do you make the models or get them from a website? I get them from the game files themselves. At the beginning of the series, I rip them myself from ROMs and stuff. But then sometime later, somebody uploaded all the models on Reddit. It's just or the internet in general, and I've been pulling from that since. Yeah, I don't necessarily model anything myself, but I do tune them up and fix any problems that might arise from them because they're not made for Blender or for doing this kind of caliber of animation with them and rendering. So some creative liberties need to be done so that they can be presentable. But for the most part, we're just using stuff from the games. Are you a Lego fan? I do love me some Lego. I haven't actually used it or played with it in many years, but Legos are very cool. This is a one boy operation. Absolutely. Didn't expect you to say my name. It's pronounced like the letter A. A-chan? Okay, that makes sense. What do you have as a villager on your island? On your island? Oh no, I can't remember everybody. It's been months since I turned the game on. And I have to sneeze. Oh no. Okay, I guess I don't. Oh yeah. So my Oh, wait. Do I? No. I'm gonna get into saying this list of villagers, and then and the sneeze is never gonna come out. It'll just tease the back of my nose. I have Pico. I got Blue Bear. I have Pietro. I have Curtis. I don't think his name's Curtis. He's like a grumpy kangaroo. Then we also have I have two ducks, but I forget their names. One is orange with red hair, and the other one is blue with big beige-ish looking cheeks, or no, peach cheeks. I forget who they are. I also have a koala, Mabel, I think her name is, or something. No, that doesn't seem correct. I also have Bree, the fashion mouse. She's pretty fun. No, he left. And I think I have Eugene, the anteater. Or whatever he is. I'm like, sorry, I'm trying to like remember my like island layout, like where I put my house. Melba, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I'm trying to remember who I have or like where everybody is. I think that's helping me remember like who even lives in the house. But Gene's a smug koala. He's a cool guy. And Jeremiah, yeah, I have Jeremiah on my island. Completely forgot, he's my favorite, and I couldn't remember. Yeah, I think that's that's all I can remember at least. I don't know how some hate Pietro. So here's my hate to love story for Pietro. When I was playing the game, it was like, okay, yeah, here's the campsite thing. Go put a campsite tent somewhere so you can get villagers to come through. And I'm like, oh, cool, that's a nice mechanic. And at this time, I had only actually, I forget when you get the camps. I don't know if it's at 2 or 4 houses, but no, I think it's at 2. And the campsite village is your first non random or non-starter villagers. Anywho, I put a campsite down and I'm waiting for somebody to come through, and then one day I log in and I get the word of, hey, somebody's in the tent. And I'm like, oh, let's go. I open the tent and I'm greeted with Pietro, and I proceeded to cry very hard. I'm like, I do not want this animal on my island. Get him out of here, game. But because because he was the first villager to come in the campsite, he's scripted to be you have to accept him. Like you can't let him go. And the reason why I believe this is because I walked into the tent, I didn't speak to him, and I left the tent and I waited a week and a half and he didn't leave. So I'm like, okay, I guess you're living on my island now. So I talked to him, and he's like, hey, you wanna I got a pretty nice island here, bud. You mind if you wanna put in a good word for Nook and maybe give me a house here? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. But you won't leave, so I guess I have to. Yeah, come on board. And then he then his house spawns like right beside mine. And I'm like, oh god, why me? And then yeah, so he lived on my island and he wouldn't leave. Like he just, in general, like no, like every other villager was like, yeah, I'm thinking about leaving, except for Pietro. And I'm like, ugh. So then over the course of time, he just started warming up on me. Like I would talk, like, because I would also do the thing where I talk to every villager every day, just to see what's going on with them. And Pietro was just kind of consistently like the nicest / like funnest to talk to. He always had something quirky about being a superstar or what was the other thing? Being a superstar. And yeah, and was just really nice. He would keep sending me like actual nice presents in the mail, and like nobody else would. And I was like, Pietro, I'm trying really hard to hate you right now, and you're making it hard. And yeah, and eventually he just kind of won me over, and was like, yeah, I really enjoy being here, and it's a good time. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad you're here too. And yeah, then he never left. So now he's an S tier villager in my books. And then friggin' Buck comes along and he's like, hey man, I was one of your original two. I'm thinking about hitting the road. And I'm like, you were the backbone. You and Phoebe were the backbone of the whole island. Where are you gonna go next? He's like, I don't know, man. Wherever the wind takes me. And I put my hand on her shoulder and I'm like, God damn it. But I love you too much to say no, so go live your dream. He's like, yeah, and he left. And it was a sad time. But yeah, that's Pietro. He's great. I'm a fan of him. Contrary to popular belief in the way that he's depicted in the videos, but he's a good guy. Except it was on New Leaf. I miss it. Since it's been so long and the old D's isn't working. That's fair. I was here to see if my favorite villagers weren't there anymore. Oh yeah, because they could just move out whenever they wanted in the previous games. Dang. This is so projecting on Pietro. Absolutely. I need him to love me so that I can love myself. So sad. I love Pietro before your videos, but now I love him more because I think he managed to escape from Mask. Yay! Dongle, this is super important. Have you listened to the 10th anniversary Journey score reorchestrated? It's amazing if you haven't. They did a 10th anniversary of the Journey score? Oh baby, I gotta listen to that. I have not yet. I didn't know about that. Thank you. Actually, I recently and by recently I mean sometime last year, got the vinyl printing of Journey's soundtrack. And I still have yet to open it. But it's on my shelf, and it's so pretty. Yeah. Hating Pietro is like, it's like a dad saying he doesn't want a dog. Oh, exactly. Once you get him, you're just like, wow, you're actually really fun. I like your style. I like your chutzpah. I found Colton as my first camper. He's cool, but Raymond's his replacement smug, and this dude won't leave. Thankfully, I have amiibo cards, but I'm working on something right now, so I can't use them. That's fair. That's totally fair. Hey there, alien. That sounds like my my escapade to get Jeremiah. A friend of mine was like, "Hey, Dendel, I have Jeremiah on my island, and he's in boxes. You want him?" And I'm like, He said, yeah, are you serious? And he said, yeah, absolutely. He's about to leave, and I don't need him anymore. And I know he said you liked him, and I'm like, my island's full. I need to evict somebody immediately. And I think I had some cow on my island that I wasn't too huge of a fan of, but she was fine. I forget her name, what her name was. So anywho, I speed run my weeks. I start manipulating my clock so I can hurry up and get a villager to say I'm thinking about leaving. And I'm like, it could literally be anybody except for Cecil. I think that was her name. It's like a normal eagle character. It could be anybody except her. And I'm doing through it. I'm fast forwarding months in advance. I'm like, I just need one. Get off my island. And then eventually, I roll the clock forward even more. I log into the game, and I hear from a distance the I'm thinking about leaving sound effect, and I'm like, oh, and I run around. I come out from behind the local tree, and guess who it is? It's Cecile, the one character that I'm like, why you were my saving grace. You were the backbone of the island. And she's all like, hey, Dendel, I'm thinking about leaving. And I'm like, yeah. And I put my hand on her shoulder and I said, but I love you too much to say no, so please, go live your life. And then I got Jeremiah. And life's pretty much been on the Celia. There you go. And life's been pretty much on the rise ever since. But that day will never make me not sad to think about. Celia. First campsite was Olaf. He's a cool smug. Dreams of being a famous actor. I still have him. Nice. Hey there, Froggy. Welcome to the stream. Rattle's the worst frog. Changed my mind. Come on, he's cool. He rattles. He does rattle the related things. Had a look-alike that looked like Gigi. Gigi? I think it's Gigi. I forgot her name, but was purple and had swirly hair. First to be kicked off. Wait, when was the last time one of your villagers were sus? What does that mean? Like they just came out and were doing some suspicious nonsense. I don't know. Maybe every time I play the game. Okay, Nook, you are doing some interesting motions here. What do you look like if everything is turned to Bezier? Blah blah blah. Bonk. He looks like he's threatening him. He's just like, yeah, don't you ever think about that ever again. So we have Nook. He's doing some Nook motions. He's going thwump. Maybe we'll take this keyframe and keep it down. So yeah, and maybe just like Okay, maybe like maybe a little slower. And then he turns over to then he gets up and he's like, ew, get out. I don't want that keeper. I want this keeper. That should be everything, bud. If you need anything more, it'll all yeah. Wow, I've been streaming for like what is it, 2 hours? I've not even done this one shot yet. Not 2 hours. It's not an hour and 18. Were you animating animations? Heck yeah. That's what I was trying to do. And then I got caught up telling stories about my island. Yeah. I have to go eat. Bye. Have a good day. Take care, Evelyn. Thanks so much for coming around. Eat safe. Oh, Diva. No, I don't have Diva. She was one of my starters, although many do not really like her. She became one of my Vessies. Diva seems nice. I never had her, but she's in this video, and I stare at her a lot, and I have to. So I can only imagine how she might be. Marlo's always plotting a hit on my villager of mine. On any given day, he's sus, but I'm too scared to tell him to leave. Goddamn. Okay. How did you come up with these stories? Oh man, I don't really have a great answer for like how I come up with ideas. Yeah, I have to start her a lot. I have to make her look nice, and then animate her, and then render her. Like, it just comes with the territory. Wait, no, what was that question? Yeah, how do you come up with these stories? I don't really know, to be honest. I just kind of do. Like I just this whole writing process has just been me thinking about the game, and then like, oh, how would it feel like if I was in a villager's position, as her island representative runs amok, and then I just formulate the stories around that. Just like, acting is reacting, so you know, he does a thing. What does that look like to everybody else? And then how can I over dramatize various aspects of the game? And then we do, and then you get in boxes, and it's a good time. Animal Crossing fanfics? Absolutely. Okay, so Nook is gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna kind of blaze through this. I'm gonna attempt to blaze through this. So Nook is throwing a box down. So he's gonna be like, eh. So his hands are gonna continue the outward motion of going out, It's like, wow. Okay, maybe not that far. Maybe like this far. So he goes, wow. And then his torso or his body is gonna be doing it's gonna be going down more, then down more, and then his head's gonna be going down more. His legs are straight, so I'm gonna jump into all of his keyframes here. We're gonna get rid of this scale motion because I don't need that. We're gonna take his Z location, which is pretty much the global up, which is the global up and down of his body, and I'm going to take that and oh no, what's all this stuff? Parenting garbage. We're gonna take his up and down Z, this nonsense, and we're just going to lower that just a little bit globally so that his knees bend a little bit, because that's good habits. No, it's not. And then we're gonna have him do a little bit of this. Actually, his hands are doing a weird motion. Let's maybe take this and we'll try it again. Like that. So it's like, yeah. Hard day of work, Nook. You're doing us the flavorful flavors. Flavorful favors. There you go. What do you use for animating? This is Blender. I do everything here in Blender. You know, I'm actually gonna. I should actually make a note of that. No, I can't bring that up because it's gonna be